Leave.
Talk to Victoria about it. There's nothing I can do about it.
Okay, where's Victoria right now?
She's not in the office right now.
The papers are sitting right out front of Jesse's door. Why don't you come pick them up?
I'm gonna come get them.
When are you gonna come and get them?
I'm not. Stop saying I'm on.
I'm calling about Victoria. Is she in the office right now?
No.
The papers are sitting right out front of Jesse's door. Why don't you come pick them up?
I'm gonna come and get them.
When are you gonna come and get them?
I'm not. Stop saying I'm on.
I'm calling about Victoria. Is she in the office right now?
No.
The following is a collection of text messages up to this point, from co-owner Mike Brown, and all-star property manager Pat Robinson. As we go through these, you will notice a gradual decline in the accountability or care and consideration from the co-owner towards Derek and his attempt to correct a pathetic and illegal attempt at an eviction. Pat Robinson's text messages are simply unprofessional, fiendish, and so obviously desperate, as she clearly wants to eliminate Derek as a tenant at any cost. Even if that means lying and essentially breaking the law. Pat Robinson is a low-life scumbag who, if I saw on the road begging for change, I would seriously consider throwing a COVID-infected bag of dog shit at her.
We're gonna go through some text messages here. We're gonna go back to July 27th.
Co-owner Mike Brown.
I'm just in a meeting and I will return your call at my first opportunity.
This copy and paste classic brought to you by Home Life. Whenever we get in trouble, we just say, we're in a meeting.
Well, I was served an eviction notice after our call. Due to the fraudulent nature of the situation, I am wondering if you can help. I'll give you a call tonight. I'm in a strata meeting. Haven't been able to catch up since yesterday.
Derek never got that call.
July 31st. So is there any update on this eviction? Sorry, she was supposed to call you. I'm assuming Victoria. I'm not licensed to give advice on this stuff, which is why I always refer it off.
Okay, my name is Mike. My name is Brown, and I'm one of the owners here. But
Oh, cool.
I don't know how to get this resolved for you today. So
Is it not within the rules? Unfortunately, now that it's served, I'll have to follow the process that RTP will recommend.
Mike is the co-owner. He should be able to do something if his employees are trying to evict people for illegal reasons.
I can't find this part anywhere where he said, when I talked about Pat's eviction, or at least the reasons that the upstairs people, the homeowners, Jesse and Suki, Dookie, he's gonna see if it's above the board. He never got back on that. Like, it seemed like, basically told me that he could do something with this, like it wouldn't even stand. And then it seemed like the rules kind of changed with this text. He got a little more flexible towards siding with Pat, the actual property manager.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, Derek. I've talked to the Tennessee branch 3 times, and they're the ones today and yesterday that told me to do this, to get rid of you. Because you never gave the tours on time, some of the wrong people. The team are not your property manager, things like this. So I've already called the Tennessee. I've already talked to them. I just fucking can't argue with this guy.
Now you can see on that picture, Pat is the property manager there. It doesn't say she's the landlord. On this one here, it says Pat Robinson. Pat Robinson used this obviously as a technicality that it doesn't make it official if I served it against Jesse.
Dispute resolution papers.
They don't go to those people. They got nothing to do with it.
Then why does my form from Residential Tennessee Branch say it is supposed to be delivered to Jesse Chima?
Well, because you did it against Jesse Chima. Jesse Chima has nothing to do with it.
Because they're the landlords. That's why I was supposed. That's.
They're not the landlord. Home Life Glen Air is the landlord. The papers for you to have to move out. It's all under Home Life.
It's all under Home Life. Yes, but Jesse is the property owner. That's where the money goes.
Nothing to do with it. You don't pay your rent with it.
You might wonder why it says she's the landlord. These guys, as far as I know, are the landlord because they are the homeowner. At one part in a conversation, Pat says she's the homeowner. Jesse Chima is the property owner here.
He is not. Did you send the papers in for...
He is the property owner. You give the money to them. I saw them collect the money in person.
Yeah.
That's where the money goes.
Wow, you're really good.
It's very complicated. I probably, without the advice of RTB or someone to write in the name Pat Robinson, would have still said Suki Dookie or Jesse.
Disputing a notice to end tenancy. Tenants who disagree with a notice need to apply for dispute resolution. Writing a letter or talking to the landlord isn't enough. A dispute resolution proceeding is a formal process that uses special rules to ensure everything is done in a fair manner, especially when serving a notice of dispute resolution proceeding package. This gives each party a fair opportunity to review all documents and evidence before the hearing and decide how to respond. An arbitrator may refuse to consider evidence that is not served properly. The person who applies for dispute resolution is required to serve a proceeding package to all respondents listed on the tenancy agreement. Each co-tenant and each landlord must receive their own package. When inside the building, he was told that despite arriving before the 4:30 closing time, appealing evictions can only be done until 3:30.
So we had to go back the next day, waste more time and gas. I've never dealt with the RTB before, but what I understand is they have very specific rules. I'm a landlord, and I know just because I don't like my tenants that I can't kick them out. He said that before on a phone call, too. The site manager I talked to thinks Pat works for you, that if the eviction was wrong and all, there should be a way to change it or do something about it. She knows they have allowed us to smoke here for 8.5 years, yada yada. How is there any legal way, not only that they can do that, but an actual property manager would stand by that? Now we jump ahead to the 23rd. This is Monday, after the Saturday with the package. Okay, why is Victoria telling me that I was supposed to take my dispute resolution papers to her and not the landlords above? Why is she telling me that she is the landlord and not the actual landlords above who was instructed to serve those papers? And why is this happening on Monday and not before Saturday when it was the deadline? See, I may not have made it clear enough to Victoria. I mean, it was possible to talk to her, but I relayed enough messages to Mike and everyone. You'd think if they were doing this stuff by the book or the board, somebody would have told me, because I did talk to Mike on the phone. When I talked to you last, you told me if I don't serve the landlords upstairs, because I asked him about the landlords, that I could get evicted. He said, like, I don't know, I'll get evicted. At that time, as the owner, you had the responsibility to either tell me to serve home life or tell Victoria that she is not the landlord. Does that not sound right? He never made this effort. Victoria could have phoned me or emailed at me at that time. She never did that. I told you I'm not licensed, that I don't know the protocols. I told you that too. Victoria can handle this, I cannot. I don't know how much clearer I can make this. You can see he's starting to get frustrated. He doesn't want to. If you wanted to help, then why did you not tell Victoria to tell me to bring those papers to the Home Life office? Why, if she knew this, is she just telling me now? I didn't want to help? What? It sounded like he did want to help for a while, just because he's mad now. He's like, you know, I never wanted to help at all. I hated you all along. I hated you.
After giving me the wrong forms to set up direct deposit, I brought the right ones back, but when I brought them there, one of the sketchy secretaries brought them into the room where co-owner Mike Brown was, and proceeded to whisper at an inaudible level to him, while he responded in a much louder voice for a nearly 1 minute long conversation. Last night me and Buddy went out in the backyard to have a smoke, say around 10:30ish, and the lady was right there in the 3rd floor bedroom to ask us to go smoke on the road. This time her excuse wasn't because she smells smoke or can't breathe though, but instead because we leave butts on the ground, and the grass is so dry and it might start a fire. My buddy says maybe you should put some water on the grass, and then she calls the cops. She literally says I'm so scared. They are smoking and it is so dry. Please come here, and of course takes pictures of us. I told her that the cigarette butts she found were from that other Indian guy who came over that one time, that me and the guy who was there last night both witnessed her talking to about said cigarette butts very nicely and literally laughing. She didn't have a clue what I was talking about.
I can't give you advice. I'm unfamiliar with protocols. I don't even know what the papers you're referring to is. These are Victoria questions, not mine. I don't know anything. I'm an idiot. Keep saying undeliverable. Either way, all those forms are right in front of Jesse's porch. Oh, this is Pat Sell. Wrong person. And if you sent info to the tenancy branch, they would have told you on the eviction. It told you Home Life, Jesse Chima, so it's all wrong. Please stop harassing the Chima. The police are getting involved. Please stop harassing the Chima. The Chima? Is that how we say it in plural? The police are getting involved and told them not to answer the door or pick up any paperwork because I'm harassing them, knocking on the door to get the package. Send me the package. And where is proof you sent this to the Chima? She's just telling me that they're telling the police about this. She believes everything they say, but yet now she's questioning me as if I need proof that I sent this to the Chima? The package I gave to Jesse, he put it on his front porch by the mailbox. Because the RCMP told them not to accept the envelope, because they are not your property manager. I never said they were the property manager. Okay, well, that is where it is. You can pick it up there. What you don't understand, this does not work, is you have all the wrong. It is invalid. It's all wrong. Why did you say I had to bring it to Home Life? RTB is still working for me. So I can call the tenancy board to cancel it. I'm going to pick it up. You can pick it up, but you can't cancel my dispute resolution. It's all filed in my name. Good for you. Your tenancy is not under Chima. Not my fault you don't know what you were doing. Just move on August 31st. We were hiring a bailiff. You can't just up and hire a bailiff. You gotta get a writ of possession. You gotta go through Supreme Court, which can't happen until RTB decides that. You have to get a right for possession. The tenancy states that. I'm already working on it. Wonder what kind of things she can do beyond her threats. Does her position give her ways to bypass certain things? Because I don't see anything like that in any of those rules.
Why even watch Derek two-shot videos, you may ask? Well, just look at this. Lightning bolt. Cow. Guy with cheese on face. We now return to Care Bears.
Who's that coming from somewhere up in the sky?
What is Victoria's cell number? Good morning. You can get her through the office at yada yada. If she's not in, you can get a call back from a no ID caller. That'll be her. If she doesn't let you have her cell number because she's smart. She knows people harass her because they want to have sex with her. I don't know what she looks like. I don't know anything. I have called for her on at least lots of occasions, left numerous messages over the last weeks. She was there once and called back once. What I don't get is why, if she is taking over for Pat, she seems very uninterested in doing much for me, yet Pat, who is retiring, calls me up constantly in a very emotional and desperate way. Why would Pat tell me that Victoria agrees that I should move when she herself acted helpful in signing those papers for the rent money? Why, when she signed it, did she not have a witness, or on the direct deposit remember to fill in the bank info? We're talking about Victoria now. Why did you tell me in July you would get this sorted out today? He did. We have that.
Okay, my name is Mike. Last name is Brown, and I'm one of the owners here. But
Oh, cool.
I don't know how to get this resolved for you today, so.
Why is Pat giving me a 10-day eviction notice? And when I ask how she would feel if I did have the money, she responds by yelling at me that it doesn't matter and I have to move either way. Wow.
You want me to give you the rent in cash?
You're still going out of that house because
Then if we're going out of the house, then why should I pay you the rent?
Well, I don't care what you do.
September 7th. I'm on vacation until September 7th. That's a bad screenshot, but it says I'm on vacation until September 7th. But again, not my area of expertise and I can't speak on it. Please stop texting me. Holy. Well, okay. Please go back in time when you said you were going to get this sorted out today and do it. Also, for a co-owner, you don't seem to be very well informed of your unprofessional employees. Thank you, Pat Robinson, property manager. Here she's not the landlord. She's the property manager. So these titles have changed. We got to make sure I understand. So that's what I'm going off of. Here's a park space with Jesse. You can see he's like blocked in by two cars. That obviously he didn't park in. The fact is that black truck backed in. That's kind of rude in a way. Yet he didn't say anything to them. Like, why make it hard? You have tons of space. Believe me, there's a lot more. I don't have an angle there, but believe me, there were no cars.
Please, whatever I did, I'm sorry. Just go.